What's going on over there?
Oh man. I was just gonna
Brush off your
quote.
Virginian.
Yeah, I was just gonna quote the on Rayman 64. The it's gonna busca. Google Blade. Remember that?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
just want to say,
that's
I just want to say that they, it was actually Apollo Justice that first introduced Borginia, and that's part of the reason I didn't like Apollo Justice as much. The original Phoenix Wright trilogy, they just had Germany. They just had real countries. And then
yeah.
by Apollo Justice, they're like, you know what? Let's just make up places. And now they've
Just
consistently done
make
that
them
with the
up.
series. But like the original trilogy, they never did that. They just used real places.
Yeah, with Kurain.
Yeah, that they do. That's one of the ones they've done since. That now they make up stuff. But I wasn't even as bothered by Kurain. Like they could have said Germany because Germany was established a place in Eastern Europe that had importance in the series. Anyways, you have more lines.
Ugh. Oh man, that's I gotta be careful with these groups because they're very insensitive. Like it has to be a made up language. Like I
Yeah,
can't.
well, this is a made up
Like
language.
I don't know any gibberish.
You
That's what I'm saying.
speak
Like I was
like
about to like
Simish or whatever,
reference.
Simlish.
I can't speak Simlish. I can do Pig Latin very roughly, like ipso facto. No, that's just Latin. Scala ad Calum.
You're gonna
That's what
offend
I'm.
all the our Latin
Oh, like
viewers.
ancient Greeks.
The ancient Greeks speak Greek.
Shh. I'm trying to offend them. Unforgivable. This is unforgivable. Huh? You understand what I am saying? The movie is late. It is the same level as bad as if the plane arrived late.
Just for the sake of balance, I'm gonna voice this character. But the movie.
But I will not talk to you anymore. You're just wasting my time. What's the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there's no emergency, please.
What?
If there's no. No. Sorry, that's very insensitive of me. If there's no emergency, please return to your seat, sir. Do not tell me what to do. I need not to sit down.
Is the lot lagging on your end?
A little bit, but like, it's been like there's been a delay between you and I since before we started recording, and I've just kind of adjusted. But like, I think the lag is now fluctuating with how little or how long it is. So like the space that I've given myself has become incongruent with the amount of space that I actually need to be giving myself in undeterminable amounts. Some because like you've seen me like cut you off sometimes,
Yeah.
and because that's how I'm trying to anticipate the lag. And like right now, it doesn't sound like there's any lag at all. But then, like you said, then it's like, oh, you're really choppy, and I'm like, oh, I can't win. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet?
If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now.
What nonsense! Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken?
Not mistaken, merely that there is room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more.
Fine, suit yourself. I am certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to the 6th and the 12th.
He has a lot of chins.
He does. Yes. Oh, he has less now. He has at least
He still has
3.
at least 3.
At least 3. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the Longi, yes? Then you, the only person in the Longi at the time, must be the criminal.
Mr. LeBlanc's conclusion seemed to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the Longi at the supposed time of the murder was me.
So my eyewitness testimony, if you think you can destroy it, then come, let me see. Hurry, do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you?
Why is he so irritated? I'm the one being accused of murder here. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow and fast. Okay.
Hold it! I am certain that I saw Mr. Hicks in the elevator.
Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time?
Of course, I saw what was inside.
And you are sure that the victim was in the elevator alone?
Yes, the only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man.
This last outburst is a bit too important to let go. Was he really alone?
Of course, I would bet even 1 cent.
A cheap ante for a cheap testimony. But if that's how you want to play it, I'll happily take your 1 cent.
My pocket watch pointed to the 6 and the 12.
I assume the pocket watch you keep in this case is the one you keep checking, is that correct?
Oh, you notice? It's a very expensive antique. I will have you know. The feeling is wonderful when I fully wind it up by hand.
It does look very well designed and quite classy.
I'll have to charge you if you want to touch it.
That's quite alright, let's continue with the testimony.
Huh. For the cheap manual, now return the time you wasted back to me. And every month I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator at 6 o'clock.
How do you return time you wasted? It's true that I found the victim's body at 6:15.
That's when I found the 2 of them as well. You see, it all matches my testimony.
That's the most mistaken way of thinking I've ever heard of.
No, your silly opinion is what is mistaken. Please come down to both of you. In a sense, you're both mistaken.
Stanera, why are you on that side now? If that isn't the pot calling the kettle black, then I don't know what is. I spy a little hole in his words. As you wish, Mr. LeBlanc, I will now show you proof of my innocence. Oops, where are we gone?
So it's probably that one.
Okay.
And they were presenting the footprints.
Grape juice footprints?
I mean, let's check what it. Oh,
Too late. Mr. LeBlanc,
what is it?
there's a very glaring contradiction in your testimony.
What do you mean?
Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, the spilled grape juice.
Yes, and will you admit you also spilled it with blood?
No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of grape juice footprints.
Footprints?
Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lungi itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive.
I love hearing Mitsurugi say lungi with such, like, sass. It's very empowering. Oh!
Must have been another elevator. There was another elevator in the person with Mr. Hicks. Committing.
Another elevator in the person.
Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth?
Oh. Feel like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain. It's a foreign language, but it just happens to sound like the iconic song. Can you please translate for us?
No way. That's totally impossible. I guess that's what he said.
She's Borginian?
I mean, Tenero did say one of the other flight attendants could translate Borginian.
Yeah, but do you think she's Borginian, or do you think she just speaks Borginian?
I think she just speaks Borginian.
No way, that is totally impossible! I know that there is no other person in there as I with my own eyes. You wanna know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I don't. Oh, tell me.
I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us.
I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. Then what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? I mean, he has one less chin when he's biting that hard. He has one of his chins in his mouth.
He does have one of his chins in his mouth. I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow the man with my eyes when he passed by me. He passed me and I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. But I swear there was no one inside. No one. Mr. LeBlanc, if you could please calm down. What? Dare you two have an issue with my eyewitness testimony? No, not at all. Please forget I said anything.
Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. What I saw, part 2. So, are you still upset now?
I'm always upset. The only time I'm not is when I have a piece of art in my hand.
It's surprisingly easy to believe that about him.
Wouldn't you consider your rings art? So
Probably
wouldn't
not.
You be like, I consider rings art.
He probably doesn't consider those rings art, though.
I guess so.
They're just like a part of him at this point. He can't get them off.
Yeah. Like, quite literally. They're just like fused to his flesh. They've developed multiple chins of their own.
Finger chins.
Your fingers have chins. But I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by me.
Why were you so attentive to the time?
Because something unforgivable was happening.
Come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier.
I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. It turned back to be my time in money. You understand the point?
Movie? Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine?
Literally, you can't do anything until you arrive. Like, there's plenty of time for the movie to finish playing before you arrive to a plane. They don't normally play the movies right when you're about to land. So watch them, like, they can start a little later. It's okay. Like, you're not wasting time because you can't go anywhere because you've committed the time to be on the plane.
Listen, he just wants to be angry at everything. People like that.
Ugh. There are people like that.
A summary of the plot and the start time. Interesting.
They were supposed to show License to Love Have Mayhem Measure. Cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I look forward greatly to that movie.
Do they not have like ways of watching the movie online in his country?
It might be just like a proprietary like iFly movie. Like it was like filmed by iFly.
I don't think anything
Or
proprietary
iFlies.
can't be found online by that year.
Yeah. I check my pocket watch whenever possible so I could not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. So my watch is not wrong, it matched the schedule. But the movie was still late, very, very late.
Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it, if that's alright.
I mean, I already know what we're pressing, like what we're presenting, but like we can press if you want.
So this movie you
It's that
mentioned. Yeah.
It's that he switches pocket watch to the destination time, but like the schedule is based on the place where we left, not the place that we're going to.
So this place you mentioned, is it the one listed in the Sky magazine?
Yes! I was so looking forward to watching License to Love, Laugh, Name and Murder.
Miss Tenero, was this movie shown on this flight?
Yes, it was shown at the scheduled time.
Isn't it possible you simply slept through it by accident?
Nonsense, you doubt me?
No, stop pointing at me like that. Odd, how did you miss a movie that he was clearly hoping to see?
I checked my pocket watch a great number of times, that much I know for sure.
You're sure about what you just testified, Mr. LeBlanc?
Yes, of course. I am a very busy man. I am immediately busy when I land. I have many places to go and no time to waste adjusting my pocket watch.
I see. That was a very valuable statement you just made.
Flatter me all you want, but you will not get 1 cent out of me.
That's alright. All it requires is this piece of testimony. Since you only happened to see him, it's possible that you missed something in that glance.
Even if I only happened, I did not miss a thing.
How can you be so sure?
Just because.
I would appreciate it if you didn't take my life so lightly with a simple just because.
Well, I was only making a joke. I saw Mr. Hicks, alright?
Is it possible that someone was hiding inside?
What? You dare insult me? I have belief in my eyesight. When I look for art to sell, I am told often I have great sight for the arts.
I think the phrase you were looking for was great sense, although that's debatable. But isn't it possible someone was just outside of your line of sight?
You are persistent. I tell you, I look clearly.
I'd insist that you are absolutely not mistaken.
Because when I say I'm not wrong, I am not wrong. Mr. LeBlanc, if I may, I think beyond misconceptions and mistakes lies the truth.
Funny, that suspiciously mirrors something I told her only a little while ago.
I honestly don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying.
I don't think he's lying either. But I think he might be mistaken about something.
Mistaken?
Yes, and I'm going to correct his mistaken recollection with evidence.
This professional attendant shall witness the prowess of a professional prosecutor.
Okay, so you said it was...
This is the one where he set his clock to the destination time.
This one?
And then if we present the magazine, because it clearly states that the schedule is based off of all
Departure
times
time,
shown
yeah.
correspond to our departure time. So that means that his watch was ahead, so when he thought it was 6 o'clock, it was actually him getting on the elevator prior instance and not the instance.
Dragon said, wait, wine. Did Van Ziek commit this crime? No, that's not wine. That's grape juice.
Yeah.
Mr. LeBlanc, you said this
Van
just now in your
Zieks
testimony.
I don't think his body can actually process grape juice. It needs the alcohol content. Otherwise, his body rejects it on principle.
That's why he drinks so much wine. He actually needs alcohol to like function. Like he burns alcohol. It's his fuel.
Yeah.
That or blood, but one of those is frowned upon. So
One of those. I was in my pocket watch the destination time when I came on board.
now, if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination.
Cusco's poison. Yes, and the correct time is worth 6 cents.
I would like you to take a look at this. If you believe the Sky magazine, clocks in this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone, which means it's the time that it is at our departure place. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Ms. Tenero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now?
Well, we made a short stop at the transfer point.
That's right, it was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Zhengfa. Did they make that one up, or is that a real one?
It's probably supposed to be fake China. The
small Asian country.
China.
Oh yeah, so small.
So small. But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. Right now, we're still running on Borginian time. What?
That's not the way you said that.
Thank you. Thank you. I was embodying my inner what dot mean.
Yeah. Perfect. Time difference between Virginia and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule.
What?
Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours faster when compared to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony, and you can bet 1,000,000 cents on that.
That's only $100,000?
$10,000.
10,000? Yeah, that's how you know I can't do math.
In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior at 3 a.m.
Oh, wow! My 1,000,000 cents!
Should clear up all the remaining accusations.
So this basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right?
Dragon, are you talking about inheritances, Doge?
Oh yeah, here she is. We'll give her. I still haven't figured out a good screen name for her, but we'll call her Isabela Madrigal, XOXO. You know, XOXO at the beginning, XOXO at the end.
Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. It means that the time of the death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15 a.m. The question
She's
now,
a licensed emotional support dog.
the question now
Has a
is,
career.
where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time? What was he doing? I've got something to say. And you are... Yeah, oh. I'm Cammy Meal. I'm a flight attendant.
Oh, get it? Chamomile?
Yeah, I didn't explain that one.
That's better than Tenero.
I do like her name. I like Cammy Meal.
Cammy Meals is very good.
I like her
That's a
design
very good
too,
name.
to be honest. So
I listen, Cammy Meals, and I say this respectfully, can get it. Respectfully.
And what is it you wish to say? Well, I think your story is a little different from how I remember it.
What do you mean, Cammy?
I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. What? How could you be so sure of the time?
Well, that's right. He pushed his call button while he was parked at the transfer point. Orange is really hard for me to read.
It pushed it while we were parked at the transfer point.
Well, we were parked at the transfer point.
Ah, the stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer in Zhengfa, correct?
This flight will be making a brief stop at the refuel and transfer cargo in the Republic of Zhengfa with control at 5 a.m. I don't think I've ever been on a plane that has to refuel. I haven't been on trips that long.
Well, it's a long trip, but also think how much how much fuel this massive plane guzzles.
Oh yeah, no, it would need it. It would definitely need at least probably 2 stops. Also, she's here not because she senses emotional distress as she would as a support dog, but because she has to go out. Or she wants to go out, really.
Okay. This is you. This is Tanera.
Oh, yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our...
And during that time, did any of the passengers leave, or did any of the new ones board this flight?
No. Insert the magic conch saying, no. Not a single person got off or on in Zhangfa.
What about the flight crew?
The few who were handling the transfer cargo might have temporarily gotten on or...
I just love the smug look.
Yeah, Cammy Neo's face is disproportionately unhuman in a way that only Ditto could create. I don't think she's a real person.
I mean, God, the world couldn't handle if she was a real person.
Back on the plane. What?
The world couldn't handle if she was a real person.
Yeah.
So basically, I can assume that no one left or got on since her initial takeoff. Interesting. I should keep that in mind. Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you Mr. Acme Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. Alright then, that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m. Okay, now what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth? I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Zhengfa. Ah!
You were here the whole time from 5, yes? And you're the only one who could be the killer. Mr. Edgeworth. You really belonged you the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards?
Unfortunately, yes.
But then, how do we explain the footprints? Is not that obvious? This man waited for Mr. Hicks here in the longi, waited to kill him. And then he put the corpse into the elevator. That's when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken, but what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter. Because the entire incident concluded here in this longi.
Everything happened in this longi? Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc?
Do you have another idea?
I simply feel that there is something out of place in the scenario you presented. Is there something that can tie this crime to a location other than this longi?
The statue.
The what?
The piggy bank, maybe?
You think this?
No.
You don't think that?
What about the phone? What's gone missing? Okay, no. The footprints? No. What's on the other screen?
You don't think footprints? Miss Mill's testimony and her feeling.
I mean, what I'm trying to get at is that it might have happened in the cargo hold. So, like, this is the only thing that indicates anything about a cargo hold. But maybe I'm just thinking ahead. Maybe it's supposed to be like the phone because the phone's not anywhere. Or maybe it's the footprints because there's something that was dragged, and then eventually we can connect it to it being in the cargo hold. You know what I mean?
Okay, we'll pick one.
Is there something that can tie this crime scene to a location other than this lounge? The cargo, the testimony.
Testimony?
Yeah.
This?
Yeah, sure. Nope.
If I don't need to hear all this here.
I don't want to hear your wild. I don't need to hear your wild desperation in your voice, gasping for wheat. I think is how you say it. Yes.
Agnark. I need to
Agnark.
pull that piece out. It was a simple slip of the hand, I assure you.
You take a stab at it.
I mean, I know what it is because I accidentally saw it when I was seeing how close we were to.
Oh, so you do know.
Yeah, I accidentally saw it. Like, I could just click the right one if you want, but.
I mean, I could take a guess. You just tell me if I'm wrong instead of
Okay.
like, potentially. Not that we'd ever game over, but you know, so we don't
Okay.
waste time.
What's your guess?
Is it the footprints?
Yes.
Yeah.
These footprints. In which direction do you think these are headed?
That would be the in-flight shot.
Thank you, Mr. LeBlanc. I don't think that was you, but sure.
That would be the in-flight shot.
Correct. They are headed in the direction of the shop.
But they look disconnected. They end all of a sudden.
You're right to point out that they do not form one continuous trail to the shop. However, there's another piece of evidence that connects the shop to our crime scene. Besides the footprints, what else points to the in-flight shop?
The statue.
The murder weapon. This little piggy bank is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there, not displayed here in this longi. Now then, how did you find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious?
Such a trivial point. It only means you prepared it, taking it from the shop first before coming here. It doesn't prove you're innocent at all.
Nerg. Is there no way to win this with this man?
Hold it, if I may. What is it? You see... Well, it's just as Mr. Edgewood says. Oh. And why do you know this so well? Well, it's just that... the piggyback was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes.
And when was this?
It was maybe around 5:40 a.m.?
Isn't that just before we hit the patch of turbulence?
That's right. You were in the shop just before the turbulence? Yes, I was.
Come to think of it, Miss Tenero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door.
Yes, I did.
And what is beyond that door?
That's the flight attendant's room.
Then you were on the first floor. Oh no, it's not me.
Then you were on the first floor.
Yes. Oh, that's not still not me.
Wow.
I just want to be a part of things.
And I was gonna say, you roasted me for misreading a character that I voiced
No,
myself.
I made it
You
into
are
the joke.
Voicing two of my characters.
You're free to make a joke.
We are allowed one goof per stream. Everything else that we say is accidentally goofy. It's not meant to be funny. Now you'll never know what we actually mean to be funny. I had something at the shop in the flight attendant's room.
That's not him either.
So
That's De Niro.
So I went into the shop first, and then to the flight attendant's room.
Okay, well, I want to get done at some point at least. Are you saying you passed by me at some point?
Come out of me. Yes, you seemed really into the issue Sky magazine reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by.
I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was.
Anyway, I figure I was definitely at the shop when I was there. Why did you go to the shop in the first place? I went there for a work-related matter. Work, you say? Yes, upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities. Why did you not say anything about that until now? That is what I want to know.
In any case, I believe it's clear. Yeah, I heard that. In any case, I believe it's clear the shop needs to be investigated as well.
Shall we head over there then?
What is it now? Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop?
No, I haven't forgotten. But I have already asked him for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're alright.
Huh? That's weird. What is? Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all.
Hmm?
What is the meaning of this, Miss Tenero? I mean, she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't. And yet, here you are.
You flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Put a ship over us?
The captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way. Miss Tenero, why would you do such a thing?
Please excuse me.
Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth. If you would follow me, I will be your guide from now on. Something about Miss Tenero that has piqued my curiosity. Right now, investigating the inflate shop is my top priority.
Oh, I am really mad. You better hurry and bring me some evidence.
If you could wait just a little longer while we look into the shop.
I don't number the birds before they're born.
Don't number the what? I have no idea what he's trying to say.
Don't
Don't count your chickens before they hatch, perhaps? All I ask of you is your patience and cooperation. Cooperation. Smil, I've investigated the inflate shop. You're no use to me asleep. Wake up. Huh? What's up? I need you to come with me so I can search the shop. On ahead without me. I'll catch up to you later. Why's this woman not been fired yet? Okay, we'll save and stop over here once it gets to the lets us investigate, which will be in a moment. So this is the inflate shop. It's quite a mess in here. You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then. Hold on, you can't clean up a potential crime scene. Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much. Mustn't rush things here. Must remain cool, calm, and collected. Because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. There's a very good chance the killer had paid this place a visit. Okay, there we go.